Portuguese police are resuming their search for Madeleine McCann. This is the British child who disappeared from the country's southern Algarve region 16 years ago. This is the first formal development in the case in Portugal in several years. Officers will be searching a reservoir about 50 kilometers from Praia da Luz, where the 3-year-old was last seen alive in 2007. Portuguese detectives issued a statement saying the search was being resumed at the request of German authorities and with help from British officials. In mid-2020, German officials said a 45-year-old German citizen identified as Christian Brückner was a suspect in the case. Brückner has denied any involvement.
It is. I mean, I think, simply put, it's the right thing to do. The German prosecutor and the German police have a suspect, a credible suspect. They have some information that they're not sharing with the wider public, and that, of course, is the right thing to do. But from that, you've got to make an assumption that this is a line of inquiry that they feel is potentially valuable. And given that the Portuguese police are supporting and facilitating this search, then I think it's reasonable to be hopeful twofold. One is that the German police are continuing at pace. They're not taking off the pressure. They're continuing to invest resource. And number two, at some stage, there's got to be a breakthrough in this case. At some stage, luck has to turn. The right thing needs to happen so that the parents of Madeleine, Kate and Jerry get some kind of peace, and that the rest of the world finds out what happened to Madeleine McCann. It's unbelievably difficult. I mean, they're living through every parent's worst nightmare. And I think in the last 16 years, and it's only my opinion, that, from having engaged with people in these circumstances, that you get up every day because you've got other children to look after. You don't give up hope, and you cling to hope. And that's why I've never personally hypothesized about whether or not Madeleine is alive or dead. But the German prosecutor seems very adamant that she is in fact dead, which is what makes me think they have information, and credible information, that they have not shared. And that's why anything that they do in relation to this suspect is very interesting and potentially positive.